chocolate stalkers. This is Life Worthy with Kate, and I'm Kate. I have a double feature for you today because I am going to have two different bars, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to split each one in half, so I'm getting one fueling. But I wanted to get both of these reviews up today, and I figured it would be easier to just do them at once. So in my new box, in my second box, I got several different kinds of new fuelings, and the two fuelings that I got the most excited about out of the bars are the chocolate mint crisp, which I've been told is a lot like a thin mint, and a dark chocolate coconut curry bar with almonds and sea salt. And I'm really excited about both. So what I'm going to do is open these up, cut them in half, and we're going to try both. All right, so I have successfully cut each of them in half. So this is half of each fueling. The reason I'm doing this is because they are all nutritionally identical, I am able to split the two fuelings in half and therefore end up with one fueling total. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm particularly doing this so I can do both reviews at the same time. So the first one we're going to look at is the dark chocolate coconut curry bar with almonds and sea salt. This one is all the way through nougat. There's no Crispies in this whatsoever. There's chocolate on the bottom, but as you can see, that layer is not as thick as it looks like from the side, so it's very thin. On the top you see the coconut and some almonds and some sea salt. You can even see that right there. And then it is fully nougat. Now, I've had the nougat on the other bars and I like it, so I have a feeling I'm going to like this too. My question is, how strong is the curry flavor? And can I taste the coconut and sea salt? So we're going to find out. Curry is the first thing that hits you, but it's not very strong. Can't taste the chocolate. There's not enough of it to overpower the curry. You do kind of get the coconut, but it's kind of like an accent. The strongest flavor is the curry. But if you've eaten curry before, you know pretty much everything gets overwhelmed by curry. So if you like curry, you might like this. If you don't like curry, you don't like this. It's not particularly spicy, so it's a mild flavor. Definitely edible. Although I might want to use a breath mint afterward, especially at work. I can see this flavoring my breath, and that might not be a good thing. But it's really tasty. I like it a lot. I'm not getting much out of the almonds, but I am kind of getting a smoky-ish flavor in the background. So that may actually be the almonds making that flavor. If you've had almond slivers before, sometimes they do that. Very chewy. This is another difference. I'm definitely getting the chewy flavor out, or the chewy texture. There's no crisp to this at all. In terms of density, it's not quite power bar-ish or Quest bar density. It's not that bad, but it is definitely not a marshmallow either. So you can see I've bitten into it, and you can actually see where the chocolate is being pulled up into it. If you've had protein bars in the past, that tends to happen. But this is a lighter one. Once again, they've woven or they've built some air in there, so it's not super dense, which I like because I really hate super chewy things, but that's just me. All right. lots of chews, but good chews. Yeah, hopefully that helps. So curry strongest, almonds kind of slip in the back. You can taste the coconut. Can't taste the dark chocolate. Sorry guys, if you're a chocolate fanatic, there are plenty of other fuelings that are chocolate heavy, like this one I'm assuming, but not that one. That one is a much more savory type flavor, and honestly I really like it because it's the first thing I've had that kind of has an Indian food flavor. So if you like Indian food, if you like curry in general, you'll probably like that particular bar. So let's give this one a try, but I'm going to take a sip of water to clear out that taste. Okay, so this is the one that I got for survival's sake and hope, because I am a Girl Scout. I've been a Girl Scout my whole life. Well, at least as far back as first grade. I do have a gold award in Girl Scouts, which is the equivalent of the Eagle Scout. So I've been in it. I was in it for a very long time, and I was really into it. Man, I went to the meetings, we went camping, we did all the badges, I did all the community service work, which was my favorite part. And we did a lot of traveling. I was with a really great troop. So shout out to my old teacher, my old Girl Scout leader, who really made a huge difference. In fact, all of my Girl Scout leaders did. We had a team of like 3 really involved women who really went out of their way to help us. I say that because being a Girl Scout, every year I got Girl Scout cookies, and I had a ton of them at my house, and I used to love my Girl Scout cookies. And pretty much everyone in my family did too. I mean, what's not to like, right? So my favorite one of the Girl Scout cookies is actually the tagalongs, the ones with the peanut butter and chocolate. But I am also addicted to the Thin Mints, especially when I can freeze them. Now, I had never frozen my Thin Mints until I married my husband. Alan is really addicted to Thin Mints, and he freezes them, and he will eat 2 or 3 of them at a time. Well, let's face it, he'll eat the whole box if you let him. I mean, they're hard to resist. So he lets me dole them out to him in small amounts, 2 or 3 at a time, but he always freezes them. So we usually have a bunch of boxes of Thin Mints, and of course this year we have none because I'm trying to avoid them, and I really don't. That's one thing I don't know if I can resist. Like I'm removing the temptation on that one. It is all right to admit that we have weaknesses, and one of my weaknesses is definitely Girl Scout cookies. So I have been told that the chocolate mint crisp bar tastes almost exactly like a Thin Mint. I've heard a lot of things that make that claim. Not totally sure I believe them. So I'm going to try this one, particularly with the expectation that I'm going to see how close this is to the flavor of a Thin Mint. Obviously, it's not going to have the texture of a Thin Mint. If you look at it closely, it has Rice Krispie-ish treats. They're not Rice Krispies, but they're similar. They're very similar. So they're little crispy puff-up things. They've got a lot of air in them. They're very crispy. Most of the bars that I've had so far are crisp bars, so they have these crispies. You can see the chocolate drizzled on the top, just a little bit there. And you can see that there's a layer of chocolate on the bottom. It's very thin, but it is there. It is basically dipped in the chocolate. So let's give it a try. Oh my God, it tastes exactly like a Thin Mint. Yes! Okay. If you've been hiding under a rock somewhere since 1927, or whenever it was Thin Mints came out, Thin Mints are also similar to an Andes mint in terms of flavor. They are both chocolate and minty, and it's a balance of both. So it's that balance everyone gets wrong. So if this is not particularly perfect in comparison to a Thin Mint, the next closest match I would say would be an Andes Mint. I'm gonna have to ration these because I have a feeling I could eat the entire box and just make a whole day, a whole 5 fuelings worth of just these. So these are going up there with the brownies as my next favorite of the sweet ones. So shout out, man, I like these. Let me know if you agree with me or disagree with me on either one of these. If you're new to this program, tell me if you put these in your box or if these are things you haven't tried yet. I'm curious to see, especially with Girl Scout season right now in effect. I want to see how many people will respond to this. So that's our 2 bars for today. I'm gonna go finish this one up because I'm gonna savor this, man. This is good. So, as a recap, this one is crispy, reminds me of a Thin Mint or an Andes Mint. And the coconut curry, dark chocolate coconut curry almond sea salt bar is chewy, but it has a really good flavor. It is different than the flavor of any of the other OPTAVIA products that I've tried. So if you're getting fed up with the consistency, there you go. There's something to break it up. And we'll go from there. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider it. Just in case you didn't know, subscribing is free, guys. You don't pay to subscribe, unlike a magazine. When you hit the subscribe button, you also hit the notification button, and you'll get a notification when I upload a new video. So if you've been watching me and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do it so that you get my updates. And we'll catch you later.